Welcome back to the It's Just Sport podcast paper review. I'm Joanna Verdon.
I'm Neve Talon, and we are here to bring you the latest in women's sport. Despite technology and everything trying to go wrong, we're here to bring you the latest. So it's been a busy morning, but Joanne, there's been a lot going on in golf. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, Neve, golf is crazy. So Olivia Mehaffey, she finished ninth at the Augusta National Women's Amateur Championships. At one stage, actually, with about 10 holes to go, she was tied for first place, and it's her best finish as the competition. In the competition, sorry, where she finished 23rd in 2019. She is hoping to turn professional soon and join the likes of Leona Maguire and Stephanie Meadow on the LPGA Tour, so we wish her all the best. Elsewhere in golf, we've had the Anna Inspiration, Stephanie Meadow and Leona Maguire, they competed, which is the first major on the LPGA Tour. It was very exciting. On Friday, Leona Maguire was tied for the lead, and I think, myself and Malachy Clerkin in the Irish Times, we both nearly combusted. It was that exciting. But Stephanie Meadow in the end shot 5 under par in her final round to finish 6 under for the competition. She got into the top 20, while Leona Maguire, after I suppose a stellar start, she finished 4 under par for the tournament in a tie for 28th. So it was very exciting all around. I think obviously the big goal for them is Olympic qualification, but it was good to see them competing with some of the top golfers who we see kind of every day. So yeah, no, it's very exciting in the golf world, and yeah, looking forward to more
Yes,
majors to come.
it's brilliant. Like it's brilliant to see so many Irish women, really making their mark in golf, and we watching Olivia as she continues to develop and see what the opportunities that arise for her. But certainly, obviously Stephanie Meadow and Leona Maguire are doing brilliantly in their professional careers, and everyone's still so young, so it's really exciting just to see how golf continues to develop for women. Over in rowing, the Oxford Cambridge boat race actually took place on Sunday. It's usually held on the Thames, but it was held this year in Ely, Cambridgeshire, away from supporters. So former Trinity College and Anna Liffey rower Quiva Dempsey was in the 4 seat for Cambridge, and the other Irish link was with Sarah Tisdall. She was in the stroke seat, and her grandfather Bob Tisdall won gold for Ireland in the 1932 Olympics in 400 meters hurdles. He actually also went to Cambridge, so there's a lot of Irish blood gone into Cambridge on this stage. So it was a very tight race, and the lead actually swapped on several occasions. There were lots and lots of calls from the umpire to Oxford for steering. It got pretty tight at some stages, and the oars were nearly clashing and all that type of thing, which it wouldn't be the ideal scenario, but there was like lots of overlapping, so you're just sitting there watching, you're like, wow, is it going to hit, are they not going to hit? And so Cambridge actually won by just under a boat length, so it was very tight the whole way. It was a really exciting race. I think, with the kind of situation that everybody's been in, I know they're talking about a lot of training at home and bedrooms and sitting rooms and all that kind of thing. So a lot of hard work went in from all the athletes to have that race, and great to see such competition. So it'll be exciting to see what happens next year. There's more rowing to come this week as the European Rowing Championships kick off. We have several crews competing, and the 2020 event was very strong for Ireland at senior and under 23 level. So some of the athletes from under 23 level have moved up to senior. So it'll be great to see how they measure up now that they're competing at senior level. Some of the crews competing are still seeking Tokyo qualification. So it'll be a great measure of where they are, in just kind of ahead of the qualification, and just making sure that everything is kind of going to plan. But we definitely have some strong chances of getting cruised through. Over in athletics, Rashida Adeleke is on fire. She broke the under 2,200 meter record again. I know we talked about that last week. So since last week, she's broken it again. The record had stood for 21 years, and it's now been broken twice in 2 weeks. So she took 0.02 off her time from last week, improving the time to 23:25. Ava Richardson was in action in the 10K, and she got a big PB, which puts her 20th on the all-time list. Eilish and Roisin Flanagan were also in action, with Eilish winning the 5K and Roisin finishing in fourth. So everybody be familiar with them. They're very talented athletes, and we look forward to seeing some more races happen. Over the coming weeks, they're all in action over in the States. So it's great to see the Irish athletes doing well and able to get some track time. Morton Games and BM Cork City Sports cancelled the 2021 events, which is disappointing for everybody, but they're kind of international competitions. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what is available on the domestic calendar, because obviously everybody wants to see Irish athletes getting the chance to race. And I think, from the international perspective, there will be other events going on. So athletes from Ireland and from around the world that are representing their country will get opportunities to race elsewhere. But we look forward to the Morton Games and the Cork City Sports event next year. Usually something that I head to is the Morton Games, so I'll be looking forward to the 2022 version. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in athletics at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's wild. The Cork City Sports is literally the epitome of Cork City athletics, or Cork County athletics as well. Really ridiculous fun fact is that all the like national medals my sister has from underage running are the majority of them are from Cork City Sports. So we are very closely tied to the old Cork City Sports day up in CIT. It was very exciting back in the day. We have some big news on the GAA front because the Ladies Gaelic Football Association has actually announced that the 2021 Little Ladies National Football League will get underway on the 23rd of May. The Ladies Football is actually the first Gaelic Games Association to confirm its intercounties fixture, with the GAA and the Camogie Association expected to do so in the next few days. So very exciting for them to get out in front. So I suppose in the big group of death, for want of a better term, Dublin have been paired with Cork in Division 1B, along with Waterford and Tipperary, who also are competing in Munster very competitively as well. So very exciting in the GAA front. We look forward to I look forward anyways to covering the ladies football and to see what's kind of coming in the next few months with them. And I'm really looking forward because the June bank holiday is always my ladies football bank holiday. I just dedicated to ladies football, that and the May one. And yeah, no, the fact that they're up and running and ready to go is absolutely unbelievable, especially we obviously they got plagued with controversy as well last year with everything that went on in the All-Ireland semi-final. So it's great to see them sticking their neck out, putting their heads out in front and saying, yeah, we're going to run our National Football League and hopefully it'll run without any hiccups. So we do wish them all the best. We do hope there is nothing bad we have to report on. And I very much look forward to bringing the action to the Her Sport podcast and to everywhere else. So yeah, you've got a couple of news for us in swimming, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, look, off the football and the camogie, we're looking forward to seeing people back in action, and I think, hopefully it bodes well for other sports that they'll manage to get their national championships up and running. People are sitting tight. I know gymnastics are, a bit disappointed that they are, still struggling to get out and get training, and I think, some sports have maybe taken for granted some of the action that they have been able to get. And I know basketball and some other sports that are indoors, it's easy to kind of talk about the outdoor sports, but there's a lot of indoor sports that are, really struggling, and, people are feeling kind of a little bit left to the side. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, obviously restrictions have slightly changed. Hopefully we'll start to see more change there. And that we keep pushing forward, obviously, with the vaccines rolling out, and that people will be able to get back in action, because I know people are definitely finding it difficult at the moment. So let's keep moving with the momentum. We have some announcements from the LGFA. Hopefully we'll hear some more from camogie associations and some other national governing bodies soon, that we have got sport on the cards. But we have some swimming come up. I know we mentioned this before, that we have the Olympic trials at the end of this month. So Mona McSharry is on the way back from the States and will be in action at the Olympic trials at the end of the month. Obviously she's done very well recently in her swims while she was abroad. So we look forward to seeing her in action, and the other athletes to see what is going to happen, who's going to qualify, and what the swim team for Tokyo Olympics is going to look like. In diving, the FINA World Cup in Tokyo has been cancelled, and they're now looking for a new venue. This will be the final qualifier for the Olympic Games in July. And so with that, we will be obviously looking intently, hoping that there'll be something will come up soon and that people will know. We have Claire Crine, Tanya Watson and Ciara McGing all in action, and they'll be seeking to make that qualification. So very exciting time for diving. There hasn't been a female diver represent Ireland at the Olympics yet. I know Claire is really hoping to get that spot, and Tanya and Ciara are very talented young divers, and the talent goes well for the future. There's a lot of young talent in there. The girls are quite young, and it's exciting to see Ireland be put on the map with diving. In relation to rugby, it was a big weekend. We had everything kind of kick off. Wales had a 53-0 defeat to France. So France really put the pressure on, and it was an interesting scoreline. With England started off their campaign well with another win. So we look forward to the action this weekend, as it's a big weekend for Ireland in the Six Nations as their campaign gets underway. They'll be playing Wales, so it'll be interesting to see how we measure up against Wales following their defeat from France. The team will be announced very, very shortly. And And then obviously we have our fantasy league kicked off. So it's been very exciting. Everybody's doing well. There's still opportunity to get involved. So if people want to sign up, definitely do. There'll be spot prizes, and we're going to be running maybe some weekly kind of prize winners, who does the best in the week or something like that as well. So that'll be announced over on Her Sport very soon. Some Irish players to keep an eye out for. Linda Dugang, very, very good player. She's powerful carrying the ball, huge number of tackles, and possibly a try threat. Her sport ambassador, Baven Parsons, she is the biggest try threat and will definitely get you points for those meters. She was picked by the captain as someone that she'd have on her fantasy league, so definitely get her in there if you haven't already. England will take on Italy. It could be another, very strong game for England. They had an exceptional, game last week. So yeah, it's very exciting. Six Nations, great to have rugby still on the television and to be able to tune into all the games. So, how was your team doing? Are you up there in the fantasy league?
I'm going to be honest with you, Neve. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm actually really enjoying it more than like anything else. So like when you sent me the link to kind of get involved, I was like, yeah, I'm not really like I'm into rugby, but I don't know if I'm like really into rugby that I can like thrive, at this, and I'm competitive by nature. So I was kind of like looking and look, I wasn't really too sure what was going on. I was just like picking players, hoping for the best. I was like, yeah, these look good. I was kind of like confused as well. I didn't obviously clearly read the instructions because they were like, you can't choose Ireland and like Ireland Italy players, and I was like, where's Baven, like where, like I'm just like a weirdo. But no, eventually I figured it out and I understood where I was going. Yeah, so we're not doing too well. Like I'm going to be honest with you. I think we've got something like yeah, we've got something like I've got something like over 500 like points, and I thought that was really good. I was like, oh, this is decent. And then I checked the leaderboard and I realized that like the top people had like well over nearly 700 points, and I was like,
the winner at the moment is 932, so they're absolutely flying. But
yeah,
I did manage to get sixth place, so I'm up there at 771. So hopefully I'll pick a strong team this week and see some results. But as you said before, I will not be winning any prizes, even if I come top of the league. But I doubt I will, to be fair. But I'm excited to play my first fantasy league, and I look forward to getting involved in other sports in the future, soccer leagues or whatever else is going. It's pretty enjoyable. But while we're on the soccer, tell us a bit about that. There's been some action going on there.
Yeah, so while I collapse ridiculously in terms of rugby, I like to think I thrive in the soccer world because Ireland are set to play Denmark and Belgium this week in 2 international friendlies. Denmark are coming on Thursday to Tallaght Stadium, and Ireland are travelling away to Brussels to play Belgium on Sunday. I think these games are actually live on the RT Players, so if anyone is interested, they can check them out. I saw a really funny tweet. Someone was like, they should be on the Watch League of Ireland like channel because the player is like so bad. I was like, oh, the poor player, like RIP. I think RT are like trying to get something on with the player.
They're putting more stuff on, which is good. Like they're definitely trying to cover as many events as they can at the moment.
They're trying as hard as they can. But obviously we're, from an Irish perspective, we are hoping to use these games for preparation for the upcoming World Cup qualifying campaign. I think we all know that Europe has one of the hardest groups in order to get out of. It is super competitive, and I suppose with all the teams on the rise these days, it is getting more and more competitive by the day. But Ireland will find out who is in their qualifying group when the draw is made at the end of this month, with the game set to start in September. Both Denmark and Belgium are ranked 13th and 17th in the world at the moment, with Ireland ranked in 32nd place. But I wouldn't let that kind of deter anyone. Denmark have some unbelievable players. You've got Pernille Herder. She's obviously unbelievable. I think the Belgians are putting together a proper academy system and I suppose implementing a strategy that's going to build football for the future. So it is something very exciting to look out for, and I would definitely recommend everyone tune into those games because they should be very, very exciting. We've got a couple of Women's National League players on the Irish squad, but we are going to revert back to the Women's National League because Shelbourne climbed to the top of the table after a 3-0 win against Cork. Vita depressing to see Saoirse Noonan haunting her former club as she scored 2 goals. She didn't celebrate, which I thought was very humbling of her, with Emily Whelan adding the other. Galway got their first win of the season as they beat Bohs 3-1. Rachel Cairns, Mayo footballer, followed up from her hat-trick last week to open the scoring before Kate Slevin and Lindsay McKee got the other goals for Galway. Chloe Darby got one back for Bohs. So, yeah, actually Rachel Cairns is top of the top scorer at the minute for the League of Ireland. Ireland. So it is
Brilliant.
very exciting. And if there's something I will encourage the FAI to do next year, it is to set up a fantasy league so I can actually prove my
Yeah,
worth.
it'd be, like that's what I'm saying. I think we're getting so much fun out of the
Yeah.
rugby league. It'd be great to be able to get involved in some other leagues that, we have Irish athletes involved in. And yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it anyways. I think another thing that was great in soccer was Vera Paul obviously was down watching some of the matches. So she's obviously, scouting for players, keeping an eye on what's going on, domestically, who might be ones to watch and bring into the squad. So I know she actually brought a goalkeeper in. And has
Eve Badana, yeah.
Yeah, and she has her in with the squad at the moment and that type of thing. So definitely it's great to see, the extension of her contract and her the building of her team around her. She wants to know what's going on. She's really dedicated to building the squad that she has and making sure that she has the best team that she possibly can. So I thought that was really good to see, and I know a lot of people were admiring of the fact that she's down on the ground, wanting to see exactly what's going on. So yeah, all very exciting. I think we have, some more exciting competitions coming up over the next few weeks. So definitely keep tuning in to keep up with the latest news. And we're delighted to have some more sport back and bring you, the action. So definitely tune in. And if we missed anything, be sure to send it in. Let us know how you're getting on in your fantasy league. And we'll see who's top of the table next week.
Very exciting. And if you want to do follow us on social media and get in touch with us, as Niamh said, you can follow us on Twitter at JoannaWar_OX and at hersport.ie, and on Instagram at hersport.ie and at JoannaWar. So yeah, it's been really fun, Niamh. I can't wait for the fact that, in about maybe a month's time, that our little list here of sports that we have to cover is eventually going to cross over the 3-page threshold with everything coming back. So it is very exciting. And we do hope everyone had a nice Easter. I had a couple of mini eggs. Niamh did not send them to me, but she did send them out to a lot of you Her Sports subscribers. But yeah, no, I hope you had a lovely Easter, Niamh, and you actually indulged in some lovely chocolate.
I did. I had some Easter eggs. So I got some cream egg Easter eggs, and Lindt bunny as well. So they're not melted yet, but still have them. I might bake some Rice Krispie buns or something. Be partial to a few Rice Krispie buns, but no, it's great. And look, we're delighted to see some more sports action. Coming up over the next few weeks, definitely very exciting. As we lead into the summer and some of the big competitions, kick off. Obviously, we have. Six Nations is very exciting at the moment, and we're just looking forward for more.
Be exciting. So yeah, Niamh, it's great talking to you. Enjoy your Wednesday afternoon.